Thanks for joining me today on the Vision Rehab Podcast. This is Steve Kelly. I'm a certified vision rehabilitation therapist. And in these episodes, we're going to talk about vision loss and blindness. So today, I'd like you to grab a pencil and a piece of paper or whatever it is that you use to record some information. So I'm going to give you a condensed version of a recent blog post that I put on lowvisiontech.com. And it's called Vision Loss, Now What? So I've got some pointers here and some phone numbers, and I thought I would just go through some of the basic next steps. So here we go. Are you ready? The first thing to do is to apply for vocational rehabilitation or independent living services in your state. So it's important to note that each state is going to be a little bit different, and a lot of the states have a long waiting list for service. It's also important to note that oftentimes there's absolutely no charge for these services or they're available on a sliding scale. Now, to find these services, and by the way, each state has them. You can go to a directory of services on the Mississippi State University's Older Blind Technical Assistance Center. And I realize that's a bit of a mouthful, but you'll find all the links in the blog post on Low Vision Tech. Now, one of the easiest ways to do this, if you are not a computer user, is to go ahead and call the Connect Center at 800 232 5463. Let them know what state you're in and that you're trying to find services for low vision or blindness. Now, here's another tip. If you also have a bit of a hearing loss with the vision loss, there is another federal program that's available in each state, and it's called I Can Connect. And their phone number is 800 825 4595. That's I Can Connect. And they too provide services and some training and funding for some devices. And just a reminder, there may be a waiting list. So make sure that this is actually the very first step. Don't be disappointed with the delay. Okay, moving on to number two. So while you're waiting, go ahead and call the National Library Service Talking Book Program. Their phone number is 888 657 7323. Now, the National Library Service, that's NLS Talking Book Program, is available to anyone with a print disability at no cost. And this program provides books and magazines available in large print or on talking book cartridges or even in Braille. And these will be sent to you in the mail to play on the talking book player. Now, it's worth noting that audiobooks and magazines are also available if you're a computer user, smartphone, or tablet user. You can find these by going to their website, BARD, B-A-R-D, and there are a couple of different apps that you would use with various devices. And the big advantage with this is that you can download these books and magazines directly to whatever app you're using, so you don't have to wait for them to come in the mail. Again, no cost for Bard, and they will provide you with an electronic talking book player that's pretty easy to use, doesn't require Wi-Fi. And one last tip I know some people say that they're not interested in audiobooks for a variety of reasons, but it's important to note that the talking book player and cartridges are sometimes used by other nonprofits to provide training and content. So, for example, Hadley is one of those agencies. So, number three is Hadley, and their phone number is 800 323 4238. And Hadley is a nonprofit that's been providing self-paced at-home training for folks with a vision loss for well over 100 years. It started with Braille at home, but has expanded to a wide variety of other services. So there are no cost for services at Hadley. Membership, workshops, discussion groups, peer groups, and podcasts are all available at no charge. Hadley members can take self-paced workshops online or have them sent on talking book cartridges in large print or braille. You can also take them online too if you're a computer user. In addition, Hadley has professional rehabilitation staff that's available to support these workshops. So if you have questions or you get stuck, you can just give them a ring and you can actually speak or email a human being and get answers to your questions. And since you might have to wait for some of the state services that I mentioned before, Hadley workshops are a great way to go ahead and get started right now learning some of these different skills using magnifiers, how to use your smartphone with low vision, taking a course on adjusting to vision loss, and more. And here's the last tip about Hadley. If you haven't already signed up for NLS Talking Books, then you can always contact the help desk at Hadley and they will complete an application and send that in for you. Now, number four, if you're an avid reader, here's a great tip for you. Bookshare.org, and I'm going to give you their phone number. It is 650 352 0198. Now, Bookshare.org may become your next best friend. Bookshare has well over 1 million titles that are available, and these books are available for download only by individuals with a print disability. Now, an annual subscription for Bookshare is $79 for an adult. If you're a member of Hadley, then this membership fee is waived completely because you're considered a student. And at bookshare.org, students pay no cost for membership. So in order to read a Bookshare book, you can access them using a computer, smartphone, or tablet, or if you use the Amazon Echo and the Alexa, Bookshare is available by getting the Bookshare Reader skill. And then you can read books using the voice commands with the Bookshare Reader skill. Okay, moving on to number five, and this is for newspaper readers. So if you're missing the local newspaper, this is a great tip. The National Federation of the Blind, NFB Newsline, is available in most states. And here's the phone number to apply: 866 504 7300. And NFB Newsline has state, national newspapers and magazines, and there are close to 500 or 600 of them. So there's no doubt that you'll find something that's relatively local and of interest to you. So newspapers from Newsline can be accessed using a landline phone, or you can use an app on a smartphone, tablet, or computer. So there are a wide range of ways to read NFB Newsline. And if you're an Amazon Echo user, There is also a skill called the National Federation skill so that you can use it using voice commands. And here's a tip. The NFB also offers a free white cane program. And here's the phone number for that: 410 659 9314. So if you find yourself in a long line, long waiting list for orientation and mobility skills training, you may want to just go ahead and get a jump start by ordering a white cane from the NFB. All right, moving on to number 6. Now, one of the questions I hear often is about handheld magnifiers, and handheld magnifiers are super helpful if you have the right one. Most of the time, it's best to get an assessment from a low vision professional so you know which power and which type of handheld magnifier to get, because if you don't, there's a really good chance you're just going to be wasting your money. So, two of the resources in the blog include Low Vision Prescriber Network and the Living Well with Low Vision directory. And both of these include state and local agencies that may be available to help you with one of these assessments, or at least give you an opportunity to check out some handheld magnifiers and make a decision on which might be useful for you. If neither directory is available or you're not a computer user, look in your local area for any nonprofit that provides services for folks with a vision loss, low vision, or blindness, and they may have magnifiers that you can try so that you can pick one out that works. And by the way, you will almost never find a handheld magnifier that is effective in a retail store. They just don't exist. Now, here are a couple of tips. Hadley has a workshop series called the Magnifier series that will tell you about the different types of magnifiers that are available and includes electronic video magnifiers, both handheld and desktop. So that can be a really helpful resource. A retailer online called LS&S Products also has magnifiers. Phone number for their catalog is 800 468 4789. And they sell a wide range of devices, including magnifiers and other low vision devices. And here's an example: a 5x magnifier made by Coil, COIL, with an LED light on it will cost just under $80. Okay, number 7. In addition to magnifiers, a really handy device is going to be a pocket digital voice recorder. And this is something that you can use just to take down all those phone numbers and random little bits of information that you get that might be a little bit more difficult to read again with a vision loss. The Micro Speak digital recorder is available from LS&S. And what I like about the MicroSpeak is that it's simple to use. The buttons are easy to see and feel because they're also in bold colors, and it has a spoken menu. And here's a tip. If you currently use a smartphone or even a flip phone, there's a really good chance that you have an app that offers a voice recording right there on the phone. So there's no need to get an extra device. You already have one in your pocket. So just check it out. Now, if you do find yourself on a long waiting list for orientation and mobility training, there's another resource that you might find handy. This is a nonprofit agency called Leader Dogs, and their phone number is 248 651 9011. One of the services of Leader Dogs is to provide guide dogs for individuals who are blind who want to use a service animal as a way of getting around. But in addition to the guide dogs, Leader Dogs now offers free orientation and mobility training in their Michigan campus. It's my understanding that there's no cost for the trip to Michigan, a 1 week stay, and the training. It's all included. So give them a call to find out more about their orientation and mobility training. And lastly, hang in there. You're not alone. There are some resources out there that will help. So check these resources out. And it may take some time to get restarted with a vision loss, but you can do it. Thanks for joining me on the Vision Rehab podcast today. If you've got questions or comments, please feel free to email me at lowvisiontech@gmail.com.